And another retro game topic I want to talk about. Just talk about gaming in general, let's plays, creating videos, watching let's plays, gaming oneself, how it changed for myself. And I want to talk a little bit further about the time period. The late 90s and the early 2000s was my time in gaming. Uh, when I had the time, of course, and wasn't frustrated this fast. And yeah, you know, Souls like love this first Souls title, but Alan Wake gave me the rest. It was way too much game for its own good. Um, yeah, way too difficult, of course, but finished it once, it's enough for me. And And yes, I had some help with end boss in Elden Ring. I yeah just called someone one, and then I wanted the game to be over. Yeah, I guess you can maybe you feel the same. And yeah, gaming in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was quite different. It was a generation of the PlayStation 1, of the N64. Um, Sega's last console, the Dreamcast. Mm, Gaming was different. We had memory cards to save our games. We still played on CRT TVs. Our media for movies were VHS tapes. DVDs came with a PlayStation 2 for most of us. Um, and yeah, it was quite a different time. Back then we didn't look at resolution. The image was clear. We had CRT TVs, and CRTs were sufficient. We didn't know much better. One thing I do not miss about CRTs is me. I'm getting headaches quite fast because I have a migraine, and CRT TVs. If you use them back then quite a lot, I was getting a lot of headaches after a period of time, because how the image is built up via frames. It's not like nowadays where the pixel is there, how the graphic is rendered um, on the display at least. And yeah, but that's why I like OLED. I have a little 15-inch OLED exportable monitor, and I knew the image quality would be better, but it's much better. It's like CRT P3 color range, way more better than sRGB. sRGB looks like washed out, in my opinion, nowadays. When you compare it to P3 screen, Apple MacBook, the M1s have the screen as well. iPhones, I guess since iPhone 10 had used OLED screens, and the technique, OLED technique, I like it quite a lot. Yeah, gaming back then, online gaming wasn't a big thing of a deal, because internet back then was quite expensive. DSL, flat rate internet wasn't common back then. Was quite expensive. So single player it was. Single player it still is today for me. I don't like Steam for being. It has to be online. Don't like it, of course. But it's the way the industry went. You can still play your old games, of course, but if you have disk boards, chips are dying, electronics dying. It's just a fact. When your games still work, I'm happy for you. And yeah, I want not to say any more about this topic. And yeah, even then, the games were difficult. If you take a look at Metal Gear Solid, for example, back then it was a bombastic. A lot of action. Nowadays, Metal Gear Solid. It's quite calm. The gaming industry has changed this much. I played the German version of Metal Gear Solid. It has a quite different tone, of course, and I like it very much. A lot of people, Germans, don't like the German version, but I like it quite a lot because it creates an own tone. Solid Snake, the German one, is different than the voice of David Hayter. That's for sure. And yeah, gameplay, it was way more compressed. No open world title. Shenmue, in my opinion, isn't an open world title. It's open area, but not open world. Open world started with, in my opinion, with maybe Outcast from Ubisoft, France, and yeah, GTA 3, but I never played in GTA because it's not my style of gaming. It's not mine. It's a good series, I guess, for people who like it, but it's not my game personally. And I liked back then the Hitman title. Hitman 1, Codename 47 was a huge sandbox. Hitman 2 was quite a downgrade. Hitman contracts were better, and maybe the best of the original trilogy of Hitman. Hitman Blood Money was okay, and Absolution, yeah, don't have to talk about it. But I liked the new Hitman trilogy, generation PlayStation 4. Nowadays it's just called Hitman Around the World, or World Tour, or something like that. All three titles in one packages. I loved the Japan level, Hokkaido. I guess this level alone I played 50 hours straight. It was way too much fun. Just a sandbox, of course. And yeah, back then open world titles weren't a big thing. Zelda 1 for Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, was an open world title, one might say. Yeah, you could choose your order of dungeons. You wouldn't get this far because you needed this item from that dungeon, of course. But you had free choice. Loved Zelda back then. Taped on my CRT. Yeah, some paper, taped it, and through the CRT, because it was bright light, I marked the map with dots with my pen. Yeah, that's how we made back then our maps in gaming. Not just Dungeons and Dragons on paper. No, everyone helped himself. And yeah, Tomb Raider, another example. The original Tomb Raider series, for me it's 1, 2, 3. Love the best Tomb Raider, in my opinion, is Tomb Raider 2. The third one was okay, but it doesn't feel like Tomb Raider anymore. Level design wasn't this much fun. Yeah, it was difficult, but not too difficult. but it was so difficult it wasn't fun anymore. Tomb Raider 2, when I replayed it, now with a remaster, um, I was surprised how much I liked Tomb Raider 2. It's now my favorite games of all time. Another good game is Tenchu 2, PlayStation 1. Love the second title. Yeah, what else? Shenmue, of course. Got an own video about Shenmue 1. Yeah. Hitman Codename 47, talked about it in my tactical shooter video. You don't get games like that anymore. Especially Hitman 1, it was so different, so brutal. It was my first sandbox, so to say, and yeah, games had another vibe. They weren't this big of a cinema game like nowadays. Nowadays everyone have to be exploding, blah blah blah. I did notice it with Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2. I tried to play Mass Effect 2, kind of liked it, but it wasn't Mass Effect 1. Completely different kind of generation, in my opinion. Call of Duty, of course, I know it has its fans. Technical, it's very good. Gameplay, it's more arcade, one can say. A good arcade gameplay. And people love it. I can see why they love it, but it's not my game. I tried it, of course, but personally I didn't warm up with it. As back then with Counter-Strike 1.5 or Counter-Strike Source. These were my personal games. But every game, every series has its audience, and I'm happy for the audience. If you like the game, hey, cool. If you don't like the game, don't push it, don't make it bad. It's not for you. It's not your game when you don't like it. Not every game have to be made for you, of course. And yeah, gaming in the late 2000s. Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. Totally different games compared to Final Fantasy 10, for example. In my opinion, maybe the last retro console. For me, it's not retro, but for younger audience today, it's of course retro. It's the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 was the first console I didn't caught up with. I guess then was my PC time, and yeah, played Counter-Strike Source, Fear, First Encounter, Assault Weekend, the horror title for Monolith. I guess it was Monolith. And Max Payne, the first Max Payne back then, in the time of Counter-Strike. Yeah, don't have to say anything. It was, yeah, Max Payne and texture mapping. And you didn't need back then even a good graphics card. What was it back then? Riva TNT 128, GeForce. Yeah, the first GeForce cards. I guess the GeForce 3. Yeah, GeForce 3 and Max Payne. It was a perfect couple. And yeah, okay, I guess it's one of the longer videos, I guess. Don't know what to talk about it anymore in this topic. It was a different time, I guess, and I was happy I was part of it. I don't miss it, but I'm kindly remembering the times. I am fond of it, and yeah, you can still play the old titles as well, but don't think it's quite fun as back then. Yeah, just saying, if you played Deus Ex Human Revolution once and then you had to play Deus Ex 1 again, both really good games, of course. Deus Ex, it's in the same way as Shenmue, in my opinion, as Final Fantasy VII. And of course, JC Denton. JC, yeah. And Gunther Hörmann, yeah, like in the novel. I read the novel, and who's the bad guy? Of course, it's a German. Of course. Yeah. Agent Navarre, liked her quite a lot. The first Deus Ex, of course. Too bad she was on the wrong side. And yeah, what I want to say is when you play Deus Ex Human Revolution, where the game is Human Revolution, even today is, for me, it's perfect game, gameplay-wise. Not even, also, what was the second title? Human Revolution, and of course, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Yeah, Deus Ex, a topic for another video, I guess. Humanism evolved, yeah, another topic. It asks the right questions nowadays, especially Mankind Divided and Human Revolution. Transhumanism, it's called. And I like the topic quite a lot. Read the books. Back then I was quite big in science fiction, and yeah, Human Revolution, Deus Ex fit in there quite well. And yeah, gaming back then. Video is way too long already as it is. Okay guys, bye guys.